So here we are at the downtown local. Now this is already becoming an iconic spot simply because it enhances the craft brewery scene of San Diego. People come down here, we have congressmen, business people, and it was founded on the entrepreneurial spirit by a guy named Jimmy Langley. Jimmy is a guy very well known in San Diego. Him and a group of partners have launched this and a lot of other really cool venues. So we're going to sit down with him right now and learn a little bit about the cool things happening in San Diego's marketplace. Here we are with the iconic Jimmy Langley. I've known Jimmy for several years. He is well known in downtown San Diego as an entrepreneur and investor, very dialed into the social scene. And here we are at the local downtown, which is one of his many success stories. And of course, we have to cheers at the local, right?
Absolutely.
All right. All right, man. So where do we even start? You have such a pulse of the market down here in all of San Diego. So let's start macro here. What are some of the cool things happening in America's finest city?
Well, I'll start from Little Italy and I'll work my way to East Village. Little Italy, not only with the development of the condos, but the restaurant scene down there has upped its game like beyond belief. Crack Shack, Juniper and Ivy, Urban Wood, just amazing places that have braceros. I could go on and on.
Now, is it still going? Is it settling in now? Because a lot of this stuff is really rapid that we've seen in Little Italy as itself.
It's still going. There's some amazing projects that are on the docket to break ground and start construction in the next 2 quarters. So Little Italy, I think, is just hitting its stride. You're going to see a lot of changes and growth there in the next 3 years still, which is crazy because it's gone so far, but it's on fire. And what a great community! And if you're, looking for a nice, fun community to live in, I mean, Little Italy's just amazing.
So Jimmy, we see a lot of the residential stuff happening downtown San Diego. I think there's 19 new projects on the horizon. Speak to the commercial side, which is what you actually specialize in. You're also, one of the cooler guys in this space. I've done a lot of events with you here, amongst other places. But the commercial development, what's coming to San Diego?
Well, there's not a lot of development that's like in your face right now, but I think it's coming. It finally, downtown was the last market to really hit its stride. Now you're seeing nothing. It's hard to get commercial real estate downtown for less than $250. And if you're going to be in a Class A building downtown, you're going to be above $3 if you have a good view space. So we haven't seen rents over that $3 mark since before the crash. So it's good to see downtown back and vibrant. And now the vacancy rate downtown, which was at 38% 3.5, 4 years ago, is below 20% now.
You've had your fingers on the pulse of this business market for quite some time. So you are seeing businesses coming to San Diego. You're an entrepreneur. You've seen that entrepreneurial spirit come into the marketplace. Certainly craft breweries. We got a brewery in the back here of the local. So speak to that space.
Yeah, so the craft beer world is very exciting to me. Obviously seeing the gross domestic product of craft beer go over 875 million this last year is crazy. I mean,
unbelievable.
That's amazing.
Why do you think San Diego has become the hub for craft beer?
I think the biggest, you look at the Stone, the Carl Strauss, those companies pioneered and paved the way. Ballast Point, those companies paved the way and got people excited about craft beer. I also think, and this is my own opinion, but I think when I used to be in the fine dining arena with my brother in Northern California, and when we went through the crash, 2009, do you think people wanted to go and spend a ton of money on fine dining? Well, think about like wine, right? If I'm gonna go and taste wine, I've got to spend, a decent $25, $30, $40 on a bottle of wine to then taste it with my friends. I can go to a store and buy a $10 bottle of beer and have just as much fun tasting it and talking about it the same way. So I think as the economy changed, I think a lot of people started to change the way they spent their money, but still trying to have that experience in that fun social scene. And I think craft beer was literally the answer for a lot of people in that arena.
I think people love the story of craft beer. We live in a world now where the big retail shops kind of crushed the mom and pops. The internet really kind of hurt the retail shops, the Amazons of the world. Amazon is the #1 retail company without space, right? And the same thing about Uber without having a taxi, or Airbnb without having a hotel. And now we have the social media world where people can comment and we can communicate and we can review. And I think it all gets back to people love a great story. And the craft brewery story here in San Diego is just unbelievable. And each one of those, I think you're right, as you're enjoying a beer. I mean, I got to be honest with you, as Jimmy went behind the bar and poured this, I mean, you're telling me about this beer and why it's a good one. I mean, it's and it's fun to listen. And you know this space really well. So tell us a little bit about, an iconic spot already in San Diego. Here we are at the local. You got the brewery.
Resident Brewing Company in the back. Yeah.
Got it. Tell us about this.
Two different companies sharing one space. So much fun. My partner, Mina Desiderio, Brendan Huffman. I'm partners with them at Wonderland in Ocean Beach, Pacific Beach Local. They're like literally the core ingredient to that universe. And I'm more of like the business guy, right? Like trying to bring ideas, things that I think could enhance the space. And with this project, having the success in Pacific Beach and Ocean Beach, it was like, okay, the local needs a facelift downtown. So what is the idea? What could we do? And hey man, I'm into beer. I would like to do beer. And my brother-in-law had just won the Stone Home Brewing competition for the Coconut IPA. So I wanted to do something in that space, and downtown seemed to be the next most viable option to do that. And frankly, I see downtown and its beer and its craft beer and the tasting rooms, I see that expanding immensely over the next 5 years. So
you got Congress people doing their celebratory parties here, right? High-end business people running for Congress. Like I said, I think it gets back to that great story. And what's cool about yours is that this is your story, and it's a part of an entire movement in San Diego. And then you have some other ones going on as well. Yeah. Wonderland, PB, local. What am I missing?
There's Brew Project. There's Rabbit Hole. We've got Woku opening in Carmel Valley.
What else is on the horizon?
It's a lot of fun. Talking to some guys off market on a couple different deals that are a lot of fun. There's a lot going on. There's real estate development opportunities, tasting room opportunities, and I'm excited to be around. We were around when things were not going so well, right?
Yep.
And it was one of those things where we're out hungry, we're fighting, and I feel like I'm doing the same thing but at a different arena now, and I'm having a blast with it. So just trying to ride this wave as long as I can, be real estate focused, but find opportunities that are gonna be good, strong ones for our future. And the brewery was, to me, probably my passion project. I mean, not only is it so much fun, there's a lot of space, there's a lot of opportunity in the craft beer world, and we came out swinging. I mean, if you look at what we've got here, this is no baby deal. This is as big as it can possibly get. And so we knew that if we were gonna enter this craft beer space, and as competitive as it is, we had to come out with something big. We had to have a 10-barrel brew house with 50 barrels of fermenter space. It's hard for a small company to come out of the gates that size. And luckily we have a great following and a great community of investors and backing that allowed us to do that. And that's how we're here today.
Yeah, passion, the entrepreneurial spirit, relationships. Man, you're crushing it. We appreciate you having us down here. Thanks for the beer.
Absolutely.
We are going to go visit Jeff Grant and Jen Morris, our co-host. We are out in Ocean Beach learning about that marketplace, and one of your other investments, Wonderland, is down there. So let's go see what they have to say about that micro market in San Diego.